What's going on, Mutha Truckers? Welcome to Mutha Trucker News. Emails at muthatruckernews@gmail.com. I want to get into this video here today. So people have been asking me to talk about this here. So Enterprise actually gets into the trucking market now and acquires Hogan, right? And so when you look at that, this deal includes their Class 8 leasing and their dedicated transportation into the Enterprise Mobility Network. And so when I look up the dedicated on their safer, it says here 1758, so 1,758 truck drivers there. And then from their leasing Inc., it has 325 drivers. So from this alone, we're talking about a big number of drivers here, right? So the company Enterprise Mobility announced it has completed the acquisition of truck lessor and dedicated operator Hogan. The deal adds rolling stock totaling more than 10,000 units to Enterprise portfolio and provides its entrance into the heavy truck market. Financial terms of the transactions were not provided. Both companies are family-owned businesses based in St. Louis, Missouri. So Hogan provides a range of truck leasing and rental options on its fleets of tractors and trailers, straight trucks, refrigerated trucks, and cargo vans. So that kind of does, of course, align with the way Enterprises rents out cars and pickup trucks, right? And so the company also provides dedicated transportation and brokerage services. Hogan has over 3,000 employees at more than 50 locations across the U.S. Quote, with an expanded portfolio that now offers every vehicle class in North America, the business is well positioned to deliver custom mobility solutions to address each customer's unique needs, said Chrissy Taylor, president and CEO of Enterprise Mobility, in its news release. So Enterprise Mobility, the parents of Enterprise Rent-A-Car, National Car Rental, and Alamo, was already leasing Class 1 through 6 vehicles. Quote, we aren't just participating in commercial mobility, we are a leader in service and breadth of offering, Taylor said. Hogan will continue to operate separately under the current leadership team. Through the combination, customers of both Enterprise Mobility and Hogan will gain access to a wide range of services, along with an enhanced network and fleet, said David Hogan, president of Hogan Transports. To all the drivers that are working for Hogan now, please, comment down below. Let me know how you feel about this right here. At least it's two private companies and not some big equity firm. I know that Enterprise Mobility has a whole bunch of money, but it's one of those things where maybe they run it more family oriented, right? I don't work there, so I don't know. So, definitely for all the Hogan drivers that are going on, and it looks like they're going to keep them as a standalone for now, right? We heard the news recently where CFI was supposed to be a standalone, but now they're going to be rebranded into Heartland Express as well. So is this something that's going to happen in the future, or are they going to keep it as a standalone brand? But this is big news here. For anyone that wants information about Hogan, I want to go over a little bit of the history of them so that you guys know where they come from, and so that you just get more educated on the trucking companies that are out there, and then just maybe figure out why this is potentially a great relationship for both parties. So, Mutha Truckers, let's get into that part. I just want to give you a quick history lesson about Hogan Transports. So, it's a multi-generational family-owned business founded in St. Louis in 1918 by Joseph Hogan. So, they just recently celebrated 100 years of business, right? So, key milestones here, early 20th century, 1918 to 1940, the company began as a local cartage business in St. Louis, operating with Joseph Hogan, one man and a team of horses. With a covered wagon, the business built a reputation for reliable service and began to expand as the U.S. interstate highway system evolved, making trucking a viable mode of shipping. Wow. So in the mid-20th century, 1950s to 1980s, Carl Hogan Sr. joined his father and led the company's growth, transforming it from a small local firm into a full-service regional transportation provider. During this era, the company expanded its service to meet growing customer needs. And then by 1980 to 1990s, Carl Sr.'s three sons, Carl Jr., David, and Brian, took over daily operations in the mid-1980s, continuing the family service tradition. The company also had significant presence in motorsports, establishing Hogan Racing, a championship team in the Formula 5000 series in the 1970s, and partnering with Penske Racing in the 1990s. And then in the 2000s to 2010s, it says by 2000, Hogan operated 16 locations nationwide. In 2014, it opened a new corporate headquarters in Maryland Heights, Missouri. The company celebrated its centennial in 2018. So from 2020 and present now, of course, we know that they sold to Enterprise Mobility, the parent company of Enterprise Rent-A-Car, acquired Hogan Transports. Hogan operates more than 10,000 pieces of equipment at over 50 locations across the United States. It continues to provide a range of commercial services, including full-service truck leasing, truck rental, and dedicated trucking. So today, the company is known for its customized transportation and logistics solutions across various industries, including agriculture, auto retail, and consumer goods. The Hogan family remains involved, while Brian Hogan as the president of Hogan Truck Leasing and David Hogan as the president of Hogan Transports. And so overall, my truckers, what an incredible story of this family. And, now, they thought it was a good idea to sell. And so, best of luck to the family, to the Hogan family, to Brian, to David. A lot of big shoes to fill, it seems, but this is definitely, a family of trucking, family tradition right here. So just wanted to share some of that right there. I thought that was awesome. And I'm wishing luck to all the Hogan truck drivers out there. Not every acquisition per se has to be a bad one, but let's hope that Enterprise Mobility treats them right and treats their drivers right. That's all that we can ask for. But I appreciate you guys. I love everybody. Thank you so much for appreciating the show and supporting the show. And thanks for asking that question if I was going to talk about this today. So just want to share a little bit. And, I'm learning a lot while I'm doing some research. That's what's so awesome about this.